ants running, black ants crawling, yellow ants dreaming, brown ants longing.
Hey VC, thanks for joining me again. I'm back with another sort of vinyl finds meets, I don't know what you call it, the one where you just show what you've been playing lately. So yeah, that's cool. But before I go on, I wanted to say, firstly, a massive thank you to well, really everyone that's made me feel so welcome here on the VC. All of the people that comment on the videos and interact with me. It's just been so great. I want to do a couple of shout outs. Firstly, Chris Cole, great video, mate. Thank you so much for the percussion. Give me 10. It was brilliant, and it's given me lots of material to check out for the next sort of week or so. So thanks a lot, mate. I really appreciate that. Also, I wanted to say thank you to a few people, just because you have been really active on my videos and giving me lots of cool feedback and encouragement and things. Calm, Gorvo31, thank you. Ben Costello, thanks very much. Panics 1960, Boston Rob, thank you for all your enthusiasm. It's been great. John Ra 1, thanks for commenting, showing some cool records, and I'm digging your dancing, mate. It's really cool. Doug A, for all your great encouragement and feedback and your cool info. Chris 4127 Baskets, Vinyl Richie, Berlut, I think you say her handle is Joel Davis, but Berlut, thank you for the interactions. It's been really great. To my Melbourne crew, Champ Sound, James Buttery, Anthony Camplone, and of course Big Star for getting me on here in the first place after years of sort of hiding on the fringes and watching occasional videos, to here I am making my own. So thank you so much. Andreas, Sonic Mainliner, thank you so much. And a couple of little shout outs here. Anthony, Digestion Records, who I think started posting videos around the same week as me. Hope he's doing okay as well, and cheers. Thanks for everybody's encouragement and warm welcomings. It's been really great. Cheers. Okay, so a few records here to show. Well, 10. I'll show the first one I got in the mail. I can't believe how fast this came in the mail, by the way. Super fast. But this one I'm sure you all know. Congratulations, Anders. A fantastic jazz, avant-garde jazz record. Really happy to have this. It's really well done. Beautiful pieces. For those that don't know, I'm sure you do know, but yeah, this is one of the VC members' own music, Anders Allen Unit, Lines and Dots, on also his label, Signal and Sound Records. I've only just caught up. I'm sure everyone has already got this one already, but I haven't checked out the next release that's just come out there. I can't remember the artist's name, but I will definitely get to that. But this is wonderful. Thank you so much. I've been enjoying this over the last few days. I went to one of my local record stores the other day and picked up a copy of this record, which I sort of have seen around many times, but I've sort of passed it by only because there's always just so many things that you want to buy, So, but I found a really nice copy of this great record here, Brilliant Trees by David Sylvian. David Sylvian, obviously the leader of the art pop band Japan, went on and did some solo stuff, and which I think outdoes Japan's music. Well, it's totally different, I guess. But yeah, this is sort of it's an a new wave singer-songwriter, you know, beautiful, beautiful stuff. He's playing with some really great musicians on this one. Holger Sukai from Cannes, Steve Jansen, Richard Barbieri, John Hassel, Kenny Wheeler, Mark Isham, Danny Thompson. It's a great lineup. It's a great record. Beautiful songs. You got to get past the first track though. The first track, like I was talking to James Buttery not long ago about that same thing. The first track is really not that indicative of the rest of the record. But from there it just gets really beautiful. For me, you know, if I had to sum it up, it's something in between sort of Tears for Fears meets Talk Talk, you know, something like that. Really wonderful album, and really available too, not very expensive at all. In the same store, I came across this record, which I was so happy to find, because in Australia, you know, we very rarely come across US OGs from this period. It's really hard. You gotta ship them in, and usually that costs a lot of money too. So to see this in the wild was just absolutely awesome for me. The Mothers of Invention, Freak Out, Frank Zappa's first record from 1966. Such an incredible display of experimentation and innovation. Really, these guys were seriously good musicians. On a double record, beautiful copy. I just can't believe my luck to find this one. Yeah. And the thing is, I hadn't really explored much of Frank Zappa's music. I mean, I've got a couple of albums, Hot Rats, and he's just got such a big discography that, you know, how well can you really know all of his stuff? I mean, there's just so much there to absorb. But I went away and watched a really great doco on Frank Zappa and his creations. And the man was no doubt a genius, a musical phenomenon. Which led me to pulling out my copy of this bad boy, Trapmass Replica, Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, because it makes mention. This is also an original US pressing, which I found here in the wild as well. I'm very lucky. Yeah, in the doco, talk a lot about Don Van Vliet, Captain Beefheart. Him and Frank were good buddies growing up, so I thought it was pretty apt to play these sort of back-to-back seminal experimental albums of our well, of all of rock history, really. I mean, rock's quite young, really. It's only really sort of 60 or 70 years old, but these records here, you know, they mark pretty important shifts in thinking when it comes to making experimental music. These guys were really pioneers. In the mail the other day, I picked up this one. Now, this one was kind of a blind buy, but gosh, I'm so glad that I got it. I mean, it was pretty cheap when I pulled it in, and it just looked really interesting, and it turns out that it's absolutely fantastic. This is Sven Grundberg's Hingis album, and it is a really trippy, spacey, electronic progressive record from Estonia. Sven Grundberg was from Estonia. Beirut. I know it's not Lithuania, but I think it's pretty close. Anyway, yeah, Estonian. I don't have any other Estonian artists, so this is really cool. But yeah, absolutely awesome music. Yeah, cosmic. It's really sort of a backyard version of something like, you know, Philippe Bessoms would do, or just amazing stuff. It's on the Melodia label, which is a Russian label. I think it's the the big Russian label. A lot of stuff that I've bought from Russian acts have come out on that label. Melodia, I'll put a thing up there to show you how it's written and spelled. You might probably have some in your collection yourselves. Yeah, great album. I've been reading the new Robert Wyatt story. I got the book not long ago, and it's fascinating. I'm a big fan of Robert Wyatt's music, of Soft Machine, but also his sort of post-accident period. You know, his solo music post playing the drums. So when he was writing the lyrics and writing the music and stuff like that too. Big fan of his stuff. So I, inspired by the book, I pulled out this the other day, and I've been playing this probably non-stop for, you know, the last 2 or 3 days. Nothing can stop us. It's a collection, or it's a comp really, of a comp that he put together himself, of tracks that he'd released as only singles between the period of, I think, something like 1970, the late 70s and early 80s. But a good chunk of time, like maybe 7 or 8 years, where he didn't release any albums at all, just singles and EPs sort of things. Now this is a covers album, predominantly. There's only one song on here that he wrote, "Born Again Cretin," which is awesome, fantastic song. But the rest of the songs are cover versions of other artists. You know, there's "At Last I'm Free" by Chic, and there's "Shipbuilding," which is an Elvis Costello song, beautiful track. "Strange Fruit" was originally sung by Billie Holiday. Things like that. A couple of spoken word pieces as well, as this is largely in his communist period. You know, Robert Wyatt joined the Communist Party around this time, and there's a lot of material sort of that speaks about that as well. But this is really just a magical album. I can't believe how much I really dig it, even though it's sort of a comp of covers. It's so well done. Robert's voice is just there's nothing else like it anyway. For those that haven't heard this, really should check it out if you like Robert Wyatt. You know what? Even if you haven't really checked out Robert Wyatt, this is as good a place as any to start. It's really great. Another beautiful record that I pulled out lately. I write on a blog, sort of album reviews and stuff. And so what happens is I usually just get my girlfriend or one of my kids to pull out 10 random albums from the shelves, and I just write about them and stuff like that. So it's a really good way to sort of dig deeper into the collection and pull out stuff you wouldn't usually pull out. So it's really great. And I forgot about this one, which when I bought it, it was really something special, this record. But I pulled it out the other day and just rekindled my love for it. This is look at that artwork. It's so lovely. Mark Fry and the A-Lords, "I Lived in Trees." It's from it's from 2011, a newish release. Mark Fry put out one record in the early 70s, 72 I think, called "Dreaming of Alice," and it didn't really do much commercially, so he sort of left music and went on his way and became a pretty well-known artist, as in painter. And he went travelling and stuff, you know. But decades later, he returned to music with a resurgence of interest in his great sort of freak folk record, "Dreaming of Alice," and he made 3 other albums in the early 2000, in the late 2000s. There was one other, this one, and then another one after that. I haven't heard the other two. This one is absolutely beautiful. It is a childlike, folky, sort of very English sounding folk, but chamber strings. It's all strings. There's no percussion on it really to speak of. Strings and mellotrons and harps and just all the pretty things that you can think about music are on here. And his voice is magical, and his words are a really stirring, really stunning album. The artwork's beautiful. I can't recommend this enough to people who like contemporary folk music. This is a real gem, and I'm happy to have this. It's on Golden Pavilion. Golden Pavilion Records, and they've done a really nice job on this one. Yeah, check it out. Really lovely stuff. With all the talk about Impulse Records and with Fred's Gimme 10 and a couple of other responses to that, it's it's gotten me back into, it got me digging out all my Impulse records and playing some spiritual jazz. And while I did that, I recognised there's a few holes, so I had to order some. And this one came in the mail last week, which I have wanted for a while, but you just put things off. Ptah, the El Daoud, Alice Coltrane's sort of masterpiece. Well, one of her masterpieces anyway, next to Journey. But this is just as great, I think. In a different way. I mean, but look, spiritual jazz. It's a beautiful journey if you allow it to take you somewhere. Put this on, close your eyes, and just let it do its thing. Magical stuff. Very happy to have this record, and it sort of got me into the vibe the other night. So I was playing some Impulse records, and I had this one for a while, but pulled it back out again because it's just so lovely. Pharoah Sanders' Tawhid record from I think it's 1967. Lovely pressing. Very happy to have this one. Pharoah Sanders, you can't go wrong, I think. I mean, the first probably 10 of his records, or at least, something like that, are, there's something really magical in. Again, on the spiritual jazz note, I pulled this out, and I haven't sort of revisited it for a while either. Matume, Rebirth Cycle. Look at that lineup. It is just a monster lineup. This was a later release, 1977, I think, on 3rd Street Records. Yeah, 3rd Street. Yeah. And Matume is probably more known for his Matume Umoja Ensemble release that came out on Strata East, which I don't have, which, it's big bucks for that record. Land of the Blacks, I think it was called, from 72. And then he went on in the 80s to do some more sort of stuff, but, more soul stuff. This is a really great record. Fantastic spiritual jazz. I mean, you only got to look at the lineup to know that what you're getting in for, what you're in for when you play something like this. Great stuff. Matume. And last but not least, I got this in the mail the other day too. It's a sort of a Canterbury style prog prog record, but from Holland. Alquin, or Alquin, the Mountain Queen. It's not one of these rush out and kill yourself trying to find it, but it's really great too. Surprisingly better than what I thought. I mean, I wanted it for ages, but sometimes with these want list items, they grow a mythology in your own mind, because you've been trying to find them for so long, but your tastes evolve over that time, and then when you finally bring them home, you're like, oh, this is not that great. But this held up after wanting it for many years. It's held up. It's a really great record. Yeah, like I said, sort of Canterbury style progressive rock with jazz elements, a bit of folk as well. I mean, it's got it all in there. Great tracks. It's a very strong album, yeah, Alkin, and I think it's not that expensive either to find. If you find this, you might enjoy this. That's it from me. Thanks for watching. That's my third Vinyl Finds video. I'll do some more. And thanks for watching the Obscure Records videos that I'll keep posting up as well. Yeah, thank you, VC. Yeah, keep it real. It's been awesome so far. Cheers.